Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Very good. So there is a two, three things are very, very important again for next part. Okay. So one is boot processing, most commonly asking question. So common for all interviews, they ask for every batch, everything. Boot processing is also one of the most common question. Another one is how to check the system configuration. How to check the system. Okay, what is your system configuration? These are most common. That is also will complete today. We see that one. So first one is boot processing. Actually, in the boot processing, lot of list of things are there. Means each point have very detailed information is there. But I'm trying to give you a simple and easy to remember points only. Okay, that is more enough for your entire purpose. Okay. The first thing is what is boot processing? What is boot processing? Okay, so different ways we can tell what is boot processing. The first one is when you power on the system. So you power on the system, you power on the system, you press the power button. After some time, you got a login screen. You got a login screen, right? Then you log into your system. And after 1 or 2 minutes, you can start using your computer. You can start using. So what happened in the system? What happens in the system? After power on the system too, you start using the system. What happens inside the system? The step-by-step process called a boot processing. What is a boot processing? Simply say, you power on the system, you got a login screen, you log into your system, then you can start using the system. The back end, what are the step-by-step things are happens inside the system? That steps we call it as boot processing steps. This is look like a little difficult for you. You can tell differently also. Simple terms is loading an operating system, not installing, guys. Not installing. Loading is different, installation different, deployment is different. Loading a OS means you press the power button, the OS will be loaded and system is started, then you can start using system, right? The loading of operating system is called boot processing. That is also we can tell like that. Okay. Also you can tell like this. Step-by-step process, you can tell like this. What is a boot processing? Step-by-step process of turning on the computer. System turning on. Okay. So completely turning on. So not just a power button. It's also completely turning on the system. Step-by-step process of turning on the computer. Okay. A step-by-step process of loading an operating system. Step-by-step process of turning on the computer. Boot processing is a process of loading operating system. Like different ways you can able to tell. But okay. If you have a doubt, so exactly what answer we should tell. Okay. So you can practice anything and you can give. Otherwise, you can simply tell. In my interview, I got the question. Uh, the question is what is boot processing? What is boot processing? So provide a simple answer. What is boot processing answer? Okay, then you can ask steps. Then it will give you the step. Okay, so step by steps. You can say boot processing is step by step process of loading operating system. Step by step process of turning on the computer. Turning on the computer. Means system, once you press the power button, system will turn on. How it will turn on? Okay, what happens there? So that process we call it as boot processing. Next, what are those steps? What are those steps? Power on the system. When you power on the system, guys, I will explain once. Again, I will explain simple, and again, I will tell you how to remember because this is a very, very important and commonly asking question. Okay, so I will try cover two things in this part. Okay, so one is boot processing. Second one is how to check the system configuration. Both are I'm covering. Uh, I will try cover both kind of stuff, or otherwise I will tell other few things. So we'll see that one. Okay. So first is you power on the system, right? You press the power button. Your computer or laptop or a mobile phone, or maybe it is a your what we say your server. You press the power button. What happened after the pressing the power button? So what happened in the system? I will explain first, and then we'll go to the point wise. Okay. So what happened when you press the power button? Okay, your system check for a power good signal. Check for a power good signal. Is a enough power supply? Are we getting or not? Correct power supply? Are we getting or not? So system, your motherboard, your inside the chip, check for a power good signal. Power good signal is okay. Then it distribute the power to entire your motherboard and motherboard components. Like in your motherboard components will get power supply. On motherboard, you have a RAM, processor, BIOS chips, all will get power supply from motherboard. And also your peripherals like your hard disk, CD-RAMs also get a power supply. You connected a keyboard, mouse, all these will get a power supply. The power is distributed to all the components in the computer. So what our system will do it check all the components working or not. So what are the components are connected? All these components working or not. Okay. So that process we call it as post. Post is a process, not a program. Some people think it is a program, guys. It's not a program. It's acronym. It's called a power on test, power on self test. What is the power on self test? System will test itself to make sure all the components working on it. I've written all primary components, but actually it is all components working on that. Okay. If any primary component not working, then system that the test will be failure. Any non-primary components failure, it is a fatal error, so it can be skipped. It can be skipped. Of course, there is that issue related things are there, but it can be skipped. For example, keyboard is not working, hard disk is not working. There's a secondary storage, secondary devices. RAM is not working, CPU not working, motherboard chipsets are not working. Your CMOS chip is not working. It is a big issue. That then it is post will be stopped, post will be failure. No further steps. You have to troubleshoot the system. So once again, when you press the power button, power distributed to all the components of the computer and system itself test all the what are the components are there and all these components working or not. Okay. So your BIOS chip is also gather those information. What are the components? What are the details? Where it is connected? It will gather that information also. BIOS recognize the hardware devices, right? When power. This process we call it as a post power on self test. Okay. If any primary component not working, the post will be failure. All the components are working, post is successful, then it will go to the next step. What is the next step? It's in the BIOS. In the BIOS, we are already seeing boot priority list. In the BIOS, there is a boot priority list. Okay. In the BIOS, we have a boot priority list. So we'll go back to our BIOS setup. In that one, boot priority list like this. This is the boot priority list. This priority list may be different because depends upon the people. So they will change the boot priority as per their requirement. Okay. Also possible. Okay, just take this sample example boot priority list. So what our system is, what is this boot priority? This BIOS will tell to our system, this is my boot priority. So what is the first disk you have to check for operating system? So what is BIOS is telling? What is the first device you should check for a operating system? So what our system will do it? Check the OS in the CD-ROM. Is any CD-ROM inserted? Any CD with the operating system CD is inserted and load the OS from the CD-ROM. Okay, boot the OS from the CD-ROM or load the OS from CD-ROM. That's it. Load OS from CD-ROM. Then it won't check the remaining things. Okay, remaining list it won't check. First priority list it is. First one satisfied, then don't go to the second one. First one not satisfied, then go to the second one. Second one satisfied, then that's it. Don't go to third one. Second one not satisfied, go to third one. Like that. So CD-ROM does not contain any CDs or bootable CDs. OS content CD. What is bootable CD? OS content CD. Bootable CD means OS content CD. Okay. Next, it's not there. Then it will check for removable device. Any USB based devices like your USB pen drives with the operating system connected. Yes, then load it from there. Not connected or no pen drive with the OS pen drive means no bootable pen drives are inserted. Then check for a hard disk. Generally, where is our operating system? In our operating hard disk only. So check in a hard disk. Yes, we have an operating system in hard disk. Load OS. That's it. The hard disk does not contain operating system. Check in the network. Through network, any OS available, load from the network. In network, no OS, then don't load from the OS. Okay. So this is the boot priority. So what our system will do, go to the BIOS. BIOS will tell you boot priority list. Based on the list, it will try to load OS. For example, you change the priority list. Hard disk is the first one, and your hard disk contains OS. So it will check the hard disk. Yeah, it contains the OS, load OS from there. Okay. So this is the second step. Next, now your system knows which is a bootable device. Bootable device means the device contains an operating system. In a priority order, it will verify which device contains an operating system. So your system knows which is your bootable device. Which is your bootable device. Next one. In the bootable device, the very important file is bootloader. The hard disk, generally you take in a hard disk, is either MBR style or GPT style partition table is maintained. The hard disk, either MBR style hard disk or maybe GPT style partition style, MBR partition style or GPT partition style hard disk. Whether it is MBR style or GPT style, in the hard disk, at first track of hard disk, it store where is the bootloader file. In the first track of operating system, in the hard disk, the first track contains this MBR or GPT records. Okay, inside. In the hard disk, there is a records are there in the first track, separate records. So it contains MBR record or GPT records. This MBR or GPT records contains partitions information, bootloader information, active partitions information is there. So this MBR record or GPT records will tell to our system where is this bootloader, where is the bootloader file location, where is the bootable files location or a bootloader files location. Bootloader means bootable file. So one of the bootable file, the which is first loading into the system in a OS. Bootable files and OS files are there. These bootable files actually tell our system to how to load OS, where is an operating system, which mode of OS has to be loaded. Okay. So what does our system will do? It go to this MBR or GPT records, search for the bootloader location, search for the bootloader file location, bootable files location or a bootloader file location. So once it got a bootloader file location, it find the bootloader. The bootloader file name is different in different OSs. For example, you take a Windows, current Windows operating systems. The bootloader file name is bootmgr. You take a Linux, grub. Current version of grub is grub2. So it depends upon operating system. Bootloader name is also different. So find the bootloader. Where is the bootloader file? Now load the bootloader. First load the bootloader into the RAM and extract the bootloader file. In this bootloader is a configuration file. It contains like this. Where is the operating system files are located? In this hard disk partition or maybe in different hard disk partition. So what are the operating systems are there in the hard disk? So where it is located, where is the operating system files located? Okay. And how to load this operating system? Which mode of OS has to be loaded now? If you take a Windows having two modes. One is full mode, which generally we are using full mode OS. Another one is safe mode. Safe mode is for troubleshooting purpose. Okay, two modes are there. If you take Linux, four modes are there. Single user mode, multi-user mode, multi-user mode with NFS, multi-user mode without NFS, multi-user mode with NFS, multi-user mode with NFS plus graphical. Okay, totally 4 modes are there. Okay, rebooting mode plus power off mode, that 2 separate modes are there. User defined mode also there, but mainly voice loading modes are single user mode, multi-user mode without NFS, multi-user mode with NFS. These 3 modes are CLI based only, but one more mode is GUI based mode. Okay, in Windows we have 2 modes, full mode and safe mode. Safe mode used for troubleshooting. Single user mode also using for troubleshooting purpose. So which mode of voice has to be loaded? Who will tell? The bootloader file will tell. Which mode of voice has to be tell? Where is this operating system files? Which file has to be load first? How to load remaining files? Okay, bootloader will tell that one. So based on that bootloader configuration, we load the OS. We load the operating system will be loaded into your RAM. So OS will be loaded into your RAM. Now, yeah, tell me. Okay, OS is loaded. Now, once OS is loaded, in a OS also, what is the first thing which will load in OS? Kernel and shell. 2 parts are there in OS, kernel part and shell part. The kernel part of OS will be loaded because kernel part of OS understand your hardware. So on your system, what is the first will load? Kernel part of OS will be loaded. Then system services will start. Okay, kernel part of OS will be loaded. System related services start. Okay, kernel part of OS, then shell OS will be loaded and system services will be started. Then you got a login screen. And you log into your system, user-based services will start. User startup applications and user services will start. You got a login screen, then you log into your system, that which user you log in, that user-related services, user-related startups. Okay, startup applications will start. You got a user interface, then you can start using the system. So this is a complete boot processing steps. I told everything is a story. Can you remember entire story? If you remember, good. If you tell clearly at the time of interview, also very, very good. Otherwise, go to these points once again. I said no, 2 times, 3 times I will tell. First time, total story. Second time, points. Third time, how to remember. Okay. First one. What is boot processing? Already I told what to tell. Like step-by-step turning on the computer, step-by-step process of turning on the computer, step-by-step process of loading an operating system, or step-by-step process of you can tell any no problem. So yeah, steps will go. What is boot processing? Next is steps. First you have to tell what is boot processing. Next is steps you have to tell. The step. So when you are power on the system, system perform post. When you power on the system perform post. First step is post. Remember, if you difficult for lines, then at least remember single point steps also. Big lines difficult. At least first step. First step is post, guys. First step is post. After you power on, what is the first step? Post. Post. Okay. Post. Power on self test. System test itself to make sure all component working on that. First step. Second step. Post completed success. What is second step? Search for the bootable device. Search for the bootable device. Okay. Based on the BIOS boot priority or simply cut. Search for the bootable device. Cut it. That's no problem. Go to third point. Or you can tell search for bootable device based on the BIOS boot priority. Okay. Search for bootable device. Second. Third point. Find a bootloader. Find a bootloader in the bootable device. Find the bootloader in the bootable device. That is the third point. Then fourth point, all the system will do. You don't do it. System will do it. Okay. Find the bootloader in the bootable device. Next. Fourth point, load bootloader. Load the bootloader. The bootloader will tell you how to load operating system and location of OS. And based on the bootloader file, we load the operating system. Now OS is loaded. Load the operating system. OS is loaded. You got a login screen. After you pressing the power button, after some time you got a login screen, right? So you got a login screen, log into the system. Okay. And the user startup services, okay, log into the system. That's it. You can stop there also, no problem. Or if you want to add a one more point, you can add it. Or voice is loaded, you got a login screen, log into the system and start using the system. That's it. Okay. So I told a very big story, but again, not a big story. It is also simple story only, but you can also tell these points is enough. First step is post. First is post, power on self-test. Second, search for the bootable device. Third, find the bootloader in the bootable device. Next, load the bootloader. And bootloader will tell you how to load OS. Then, based on that, load the operating system. OS is loaded. OS is loaded. Once OS is loaded, you got a login screen. Log into the system and start using the system. This is the boot process. Okay. How to remember? If you remember this picture, you can very easily. If you want this picture, I will try post your picture into your WhatsApp also, no problem. Okay. So in the notes, we have a picture. Draw the picture or keep the picture aside. Also, it is very useful. But by with using the picture also, you can practice. But always practice answer, guys, with a blank screen. Okay. Do not put anything. Just open a notepad or a paintbrush and start practicing your answer. Tell answer to your computer. If you want, you can record it also, no problem. Recording is always best, but tell at least answer to your blank screen. So you will, at the time of interview, it is always best. If you keep an notes in front of you, maybe it is also good. For first 1 or 2 times, it is good, but later again, go with a blank screen on. Okay, first of all, how to remember. You see the first picture, it is a power on. You power on the system. What is the first step? Post. Second step, bootable devices. Third step, bootloader. Then OS loaded. In OS kernel, system process started, user space means user login screen, log into the system. Simple steps. Okay. So this is help you to remember your OS. Guys, understand boot processing, the steps. Guys, understand boot processing. Very important question. Okay. So there is a troubleshooting questions also there. Just give some response, guys. You understand, not understand. Don't think it is about topic. It is compulsory. Very important to understand troubleshooting. See, at the time of booting, issues at a time of boot processing. So in a hardware troubleshooting, boot time related issues also there. Like a system is not powering on. First thing is system not on. What you will do? Okay, system not turning on. Okay, another one is you got a blank screen. You power on the system, you got a completely blank screen, nothing on monitor, nothing on monitor, no signal also not showing. Okay, nothing on monitor. Monitor is on. Monitor is also connected, but still no nothing on monitor. Even your laptop, you power on the laptop, nothing on the screen. Power LED is blinking. So what is an issue? It's a part of boot processing only. The time of booting, post failure. Why you are getting this? Because of post failure. Why post failure? What is the purpose of post? Power on self-test. Testing all the components working on that. If any primary component like CPU, RAM, or motherboard, on motherboard component not working, or any power distribution issues in the motherboard, you won't get anything on the monitor. Okay, so that is the one. Mostly it is RAM related issues. How to understand also that's things. To understand the troubleshooting, you should understand boot processing first of all. You power on the system and you are getting portable device not found. Portable device not found. You power on the system, portable device not found. So it is not a post error. But portable device not found means there is no portable device. Where what is actual bootable device is hard disk. So your hard disk is not working. Okay. Or maybe your voice is corrupted. Possible, right? So you power on the system. In a Windows system it is, you got a Windows logo and loading symbol it is showing. That is called a Windows keep loading. So Windows logo showing and a loading symbol. Okay. Generally it will shows, but within a few seconds it will go to the next one. You got a login screen. But it is taking time for 1 hour, half an hour, more than 2 hours, like that. It's taking a lot of time. You waited for a very long time also, still it is showing like that. How to troubleshoot. So this is at a time of booting only, you got this kind of issues. Okay. So like this. You power on the system, you log into the system, your system becomes slower. Why your system is slow? So why system is slow and how to improve system performance? If system is slow, what you will able to do it? This is another troubleshooting, and it is every person is getting this question also. After boot processing, this is also very important question. Okay. Next, another important one is, yeah, recently the interviewer asked how to go to safe mode for some people. Okay. Uh, What is BSOD? Another most common question is, what is BSOD? Blue screen of death. What is BSOD? Blue screen of death. How to troubleshoot BSOD? What is BSOD? And explain about BSOD or how to troubleshoot BSOD. Another one is, your application is keep crashing. Application is keep crashing or not opening. How do you resolve it? And few batch people also got, what is event viewer? Your system face certain issues. How can you know where is this issues occur? What happened to your system? How can we know it? So we have to go to the logs. How to check those logs? Windows logs. Okay. So these are in a troubleshooting. Not only this, there is other questions also there in the troubleshooting. Keyboard not working, mouse not working, printer not working. Okay. These are also available, and few other 1 or 2 questions also there. You have to be speed, guys. So then your speed, not my speed. Mine is always go slow for understanding. Speed means if you respond quick, I don't stuck in that point only. Otherwise, I will stuck in that point. I will keep on repeated because I thought you do not understand. So if you understand, tell. If you don't understand, again also tell. No problem. I will explain it. Okay. And again, don't send any personal messages if you don't get it, or if you have any question or related to class or anything, ask in the group only. Okay, guys. Here I want to add one more thing separately, but it is separate one, but still it's a hardware related and most commonly asking question in an interview is how to check your system configuration. Just it is required 10 minutes to know what is this. Then we take just 5 minutes break. Then we'll go into the other topic called operating system and device drivers. I will try those points and I will tell what to read. What are the things you should do it. Also, I will tell you have to do that one. So this is very important question, commonly asking for everyone. Okay. There is a common question, hardware questions, troubleshooting is very important. So guys, the question is, what is your system configuration or what is your PC configuration or what is your laptop configuration? What is your mobile phone configuration? mobile phone configuration. Okay. In recently, they're attached one more thing is what is your laptop model? What is your laptop model? Or otherwise, they will ask only simple one single point question. What operating system you are using now? What operating system you used earlier? Currently, we are all using is Windows 11, right? Most of our we are all using Windows 11. Mac, I don't know. So we are all using Windows 11. What operating system we used earlier is Windows 10. Then what's the difference between Windows 10 and Windows 11? This type of question also asked. Okay. System configuration, PC configuration or laptop configuration or mobile phone configuration. If you have a MacBook, MacBook configuration, model and configuration. Yes, when you got the question is about a configuration of your system, laptop, PC, anything, mobile phone. You have to tell about CPU first. What processor you are using, what RAM you are using, OS, storage, optional graphic card. You have a graphic card, tell the graphic card. You don't have a graphic card, no need to mention. If you don't mention graphic card also, no problem. It's optional one is graphic card. So compulsory you have to tell CPU, RAM, OS, storage. Okay. At least try CPU, RAM, OS. Storage also okay. Okay. So in CPU, what information you should tell? You can tell anything, lot of info, but very important, first compulsory you have to tell your CPU model, i5 10th generation, i5 10210U model. If you remember the entire model number, you can tell it. Otherwise, tell the generation model. I'm using i3 14th generation, i7 12th generation, i3 9th generation. Like that you can tell. Or you can say, I'm using i3 9100 model, 9100F model, i5 2010U model. Or I am using i5 34 20 third generation processor it is. Okay. M model it is. You can tell. You want to go with the detail of your CPU, also you can give details like about your CPU clock speed, number of cores, number of logical processors, 32-bit, 64-bit information also you can tell. You can tell or you no need to tell also, no problem. Okay. If they ask any specific thing, you can tell, no problem. If they do not ask, you can just simply tell your CPU details. So what is your CPU? Intel i5 10210U model or Intel i5 10th generation processor. Simple. No need to tell remaining things, but you have to check remaining things. How to check also I will tell. Because you should have an idea if they, in case your processor is 32-bit or 64-bit. My processor is 64-bit. So like that you can able to tell answer, guys. These are a generalized things, very common, very basic things. If you don't know the basics, there is no next question. Okay, if you don't know the basics, that's very dangerous. I'm not talking about you got selected or not selected. I'm talking about it's not a good one. Okay, maybe you give her all wrong answers also, you may get selected. Possibilities. Point is, it's not about that. So try to give correct answer. Try to give answer first of all, and mainly the basic questions. RAM size. Check your RAM. RAM size wise you have to tell, not RAM model. Size is first. I have a 16 GB RAM. I have a 8 GB RAM. I have a 12 GB RAM. I have a 4 GB RAM. Okay. RAM size first. That's enough. If you want to add, you can tell a model like I'm using the DDR5 or DDR4. Or you want to tell about RAM clock speed, RAM, or like another information, you can tell. Simple, best is size. Okay. Operating system, what OS you are using? Windows 11. Your personal laptop means Windows 11 Home Edition. My laptop is Windows 11 Pro Edition. Windows 10 Home Edition. Windows 11 Home Edition. Mac, what edition? Mac, you can check your edition, your version and edition. Version is different, edition is different, little bit different. For example, Windows 10 or Windows 11, it is a version. Windows OS 10 and 11 are version, home or pro or enterprise editions. Editions are home edition. Generally, personal laptops are home editions. Organization laptops are pro or enterprise editions in general. Okay, but you have to check it. I will tell how to check it. Next, storage. How much total disk storage? I have a 500 GB hard disk, 1 terabyte of SSD. Like that, you can tell total storage. Okay. Next, GPU. So my processor with a UHD graphics in my laptop. In my old laptop, I having a NVIDIA 2 GB graphics or 4 GB graphic card. Model number also, if you want to add, you can add. Otherwise, you can skip it. No problem. Okay. So first compulsory important CPU, RAM, OS, then storage, then GPU. Okay. Give more preference for CPU, RAM, and OS. If you are adding storage, good. GPU, you are having a separate any graphic card system, then you can specify it. Optional, but you can specify. And one more is why we should know our system configuration. Of course, very important for your interview question. But other than interview, what is the importance of knowing your system? Guys, you want to run an application, multiple applications you want to run. Is your system can able to run all these applications? System becomes slower. Why slow? Virus? No, you're running multiple applications. That's the system is become slower. So you will understand how many applications you can run. What kind of applications we can run? For example, I went to install this SolidWorks because we got experience we got a problem to install this SolidWorks. It is a mechanical people related software, 3D designing related. 3D mechanical parts you can design with the 3D animations. That's SolidWorks. First time when I see this SolidWorks for my brother purpose, so he has a 4 GB RAM in his laptop. So he wants this SolidWorks. So first what I have done, I went to the Google and type SolidWorks. So whenever you are installing any software before that one, find out system requirements. Go to the system requirements. This will tell you what are the CPU requirement, processor requirement. Okay, like that. So what is the CPU? RAM is requirement 16 GB RAM. How much graphic card is required? Like this, greater than 4 GB graphic card is required for recommended. If you are using recommended one, it means easy, simple, faster you will run it. Okay, easy going. If you are only following minimum, you met the minimum. You met only minimum. Like you have only 16 GB RAM. It runs but very slowly. If you are go with recommended, for example, you are using 32 GB RAM, more than 4 GB, 8 GB graphic card. It means it runs smoothly. Okay, follow up the recommended. It is asking for SSDs also. So when we are trying, that's a 2000 around 16, 17 time. So that version is only 8 GB is required. He has already i7 processor. So we are add extra 8 GB, 4 plus 8, it will become 12. For him, it is running very smoothly. Okay. So check the system requirement, software requirement and hardware requirement before you are installing. Is it your system is suitable for that one also? Okay. So for example, my laptop is only 8 GB. Now I want to download this software because it required minimum 16 GB. So we can't install and we can't run it also. Okay. So if you know your system configuration, then you can use certain softwares, games, virtual machines also. Okay. How many applications you can run, how many browsers you can able to run, all depends upon your system capacity. Knowing your system capacity is very important. Okay. And that related application compatibility is there are in your system or not. Finally, guys, how to check the system configuration? The best way is about your PC. Go to your search and type about your PC like this. I type about, it shows about your PC. Open about your PC. When you are buying a new laptop from any store, like you went to some store like a Chroma or a Bajaj Electronics, like that, you went to the shop. Maybe direct Lenovo companies or Dell companies. Want to check what is this configuration? Simple way. First one is about your PC. Now with a new updated, so we are able to see directly what is your processor. See, this is my processor, my RAM, my storage, and my graphic card. Four things are showing here. Okay, graphical memory. So UHD integrated graphics, no graphic card. Integrated, CPU integrated. So processor, RAM, hard disk, and graphical memory. Here also you can see your processor, your RAM. Your mine is 64-bit. Intel, sorry, my OS is Windows 11 Pro. Compulsory check, guys. Compulsory. Okay. Last time, few people got rejected. Not your batch, not recent batches. In a certain batch, almost like we send 8 members, I think so. Most of the people are rejected because some people not even answer for a what is your OS because they ignore these small things. Do not ignore small things. Do not think it is just for fun. I'm telling the class. I'm very seriously. I'm telling. Okay. So what is your voice? That is also people not answered because they ignored the very small details. Okay. See, this is my operating system, Windows 11 Pro. Check your OS also. Pro is edition, 11 is version. Okay. In your system, it may show Windows 11 Home. Okay. So this is best easy way. Even your interview asks, show me your system configuration. Simply open about your PC. It will show everything. Other than this one, old and common style, that is MS Info 32. MS Info 32. You can see system information here. Open the system information. In the summary, system summary itself, we can see your operating system, your processor, RAM also we are able to get now. Three important. Processor, RAM, OS, three we are getting. And it's a 64-bit system. Also you are getting Intel or a desktop, Dell computer it is, and model. So you can also get a model number. Baseboard product. This is sometimes required to share information. So check your baseboard product. No need to tell. Just if they ask, you can tell this one answer. Show them and tell. Like a go to MS Info 32. MS Info 32. We'll get a lot of details, but these are very primary details. What is CPU, RAM, operating system, your laptop model, and 6432-bit and baseboard model. That's unique ID case. DX diag. Actually, this DX diag is to check your DirectX version and your graphic card information, but also you can get total system information also. You can't get hard disk information here, but all remaining you will get it. See, look at operating system Windows 11 Pro 64-bit OS it is. Okay, manufactured Dell computer Latitude 3510 model. Processor Intel i5-10210 processor, 16 GB RAM. So what is my DirectX version? I want to install any game or I want to install anything application related to graphical related. So when we are checking, minimum DirectX version is 11. I have a 12 suitable. Okay. So check the DirectX version suitable or not. That's point here. Go to display tab. See this system tab. This is display tab. Here it is showing my display memory is 128 MB. Remaining 8 GB, that's 8 GB it is showing. That is shared memory. For example, in your laptop, you have a 4 GB graphic card. It will show display memory, 4 GB graphic card. You have a dual graphical memory, like a processor graphic memory, integrated graphical memory, as well as graphic card is also there. Okay. So both, then which graphic card you want to use? Like in my old laptop, I have a 2 GB graphics, built-in graphics are there, 2 GB graphical, separate graphics also there. Which one I want to use? I will able to change that information here also. Also, you can see the sound related information. Okay. So these are the best ways to check it. Another one is Task Manager. Go to Task Manager and click on Performance. Click on these 3 lines and click on Performance. See CPU, what CPU model it is, and related CPU details. What's cache memory, what should validation enabled or not. Okay, number of cores and number of logical processor. The clock speed also you are getting, but important is your processor number model. My RAM is totally 16 GB RAM. You can see this is 16 GB RAM. The available is 6.7 GB. So my disk is 477 GB. It is SSD. This is my Wi-Fi. From here also I can get my IP address. I can also see Wi-Fi status. Graphical information. Voice you can't get it from here. So, okay. You can also use systeminfo.exe command. Go to the command prompt, type the systeminfo.exe. You will get the information. You can also use the third-party tools, guys, like a spicy type, Spacey. Just you have to download this application and install the application. So once you open the application, it will give you summary information and detailed information also. In summary, the total information, what voice you are using, what RAM you are using, what CPU are you using, like that. This is actually not required. You will get information from about your PC. Simple. Okay. Once you found which way you found your system configuration. So what you will do? Put it in a paper. What is your processor? Write on processor i5 10, Intel i5 10210, or Intel i5 10th generation, Intel i7 14th generation, Intel i3 13th generation, like that. Okay, RAM 16 GB RAM, either model number or generation wise also you can tell. Okay, next is RAM 16 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, enough. Okay, operating system, Windows 10 Home, Windows 10 Pro, or Windows 11 Home, Windows 11 Pro, like that. Okay, storage, a 500 GB hard disk or a 477 SSD, like that you can. What graphic card? Graphic is optional, right? Already I told. In this my laptop, it's integrated. Or 28 MB integrated graphical memory for display purpose. Okay. So compulsory note down this information in your notebook. So then it's a commonly asking question, guys. This is what is your system configuration? These are the your commonly asked questions in interview, mainly for troubleshooting purpose. I put some questions related answers also. Some questions and their step-by-step answers also written. Only 3 I written in this one. Okay. There's so many are there. When you check the notes, you will get that one. Okay. What are the other 3 parts are there? One is operating system. Second one is device drivers. You have to also discuss the troubleshooting things. Okay. Um, okay, guys, understand how to check the system configuration, how to tell system configuration. What is your system configuration? My processor is Intel i5 10th generation. I have a 16 GB RAM. I have a 16 GB RAM. Okay. My operating system is Windows 11 Pro Edition. The storage is total storage is 477 GB SSD storage. Okay. Its integrated graphical memory is UHD graphics 128 MB. So only practice, guys. Exactly tell, differently tell. It's all depends upon you. But only thing is you need a practice. Practice, then your answer becomes smoother and easy. No hesitation, no irritation, no grammatical mistakes in it. Okay. Guys, one more point is that is what is your mobile phone configuration? They may ask you what is your mobile phone configuration. It is also asked in earlier interviews, lot of interviews. What is your mobile phone configuration? Your phone configuration. So you have to specify again your mobile phone related. Go to your mobile phone settings and go to the about. Okay, if you scroll down, you will find about under settings. Go to about your phone. There you can able to find your phone details. Which which is your processor? Snapdragon or a Helio processor? So which processor you are using? Okay, which processor is using? What is your internal storages? Right? RAM. What is RAM? 12 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 6 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM. Internal storages 64 GB, 128 GB. Okay. What is your internal storages? RAM and storages. OS. Android, which version? Android, which version? Or if it is a Mac, then go to the Mac. What is a Mac? iOS version, Mac iOS version, and CPU, RAM, internal storage information. And also tell your mobile phone model also, what model in it, company name and model in it. For example, my mobile phone is Motorola, Motorola model. Motorola company model is so G86 power, I think so. G86 power. Okay. So the processor is normal processor only, it is not much. Your laptop system default camera is also showing me troubleshooting issue whether it is solved by us. Okay, okay, I understand your question. Very good. Laptop camera not working. So the default camera, not USB camera. Okay. USB camera is we have a USB port, we have to insert it, and camera has to be mounted. But default one is we can't do anything hardware wise. But device drivers wise, we can troubleshoot. So if you have these issues, okay, you have a issue. Here it is. Listen to the troubleshooting. Device drivers, device manager. So go to the device manager, go to control panel, device manager, or type in the search bar device manager. It opens the device manager. So this is device manager. So my camera is not working. See, even I've opened. So here it is, this camera. Right? I think you are able to see me. Okay. So first, how you operate a camera. First one is how you operate a camera using application. Check your application camera button. This camera is on or off. Right now my camera is off, so can't see me. Camera is on, then is showing the camera part also. Where are we? Where am I? Yeah, this is me. Okay. This is our office. So, so check the application. Right. Okay. So check the camera button and working or not working. Check the application connectivity. Also, you can check Video recording softwares also there. No? Video camera, video recording softwares also there. Use that one, recorder, video recorders, or any other application. Check it and make sure working or not. And of course, even I turn on the camera, it is not recognizing my camera in that cases. Okay, I turn on the camera, but my application not recognizing the camera. So what I have to do? So click on the open the device manager. First check the application interface. Next go to the device manager. In device manager, go to the computer name, right click, scan for hardware changes. Scan for hardware changes. Okay. Next. No, nothing, no response. So what I have to do? Go to the camera option inside. See camera. Expand the camera. You see integrated webcam. It's not separately added. It's integrated webcam. Right click on integrated webcam. Go to update device. Update driver. Before you do, go to properties. Go to the properties. I will show you camera, integrated camera, right click, properties. Check it is showing working properly or not. Or any error messages or error code. According to error code, the drivers are missing or device is not working. Like that, any errors are showing or working properly or not. Okay. So based on that, you can understand where is an issue. But commonly telling, go to the drivers tab. General, then go to drivers tab. Check the digital signature. See digital signature showing Microsoft. What is this digital signature? Very important, guys. This is the most common troubleshooting for multiple issues. Anyway, you raise an issue. I will tell multiple solutions now only. We have a less than 10 to 15 minutes we are having. So 3, 4 issues also we're going to discuss right now. So one is camera and another things also. Okay. Keyboard, mouse, like that. Printers, drivers related info. Okay. First check the digital signature. Microsoft showing or not. What is the digital signature? This is manufactured by different companies. The camera or a keyboard or maybe a mouse or maybe your printers. Different manufacturers manufacturing the hardware. Okay. Also, they will put a program because your OS should understand your hardware devices. So there is a small program is required to understand the hardware by your operating system. What is that program is called a drivers. What is a device drivers? It's a piece of program which helps our operating system to understand and communicate with a specific hardware device, specific hardware devices. In this case, it is webcam. So whenever the manufacturers program that code, it send that program to the Microsoft. The Microsoft verifies the program and check it's suitable for Windows OS or not. So Microsoft will authenticate that device drivers. You download the device drivers from third-party websites. You may miss the drivers related, what we say, the drivers related program. Okay, digital signature may be missing. Okay, so I download from different sources, not from same company. You have a Realtek company device is there. You download from Realtek, mostly it is Microsoft authorized one. You download from some website, third-party website, you may miss the digital signature. So first of all, check the digital signature. So understand the digital signature importance. Digital signature missing means your system will think the device is foreign device, unknown device. Okay, you don't try to work with that system. Mainly in 64-bit systems, in 64-bit system, digital signature enforcement is compulsory. Compulsory digital signature. You can't skip it. Okay, compulsory digital signature. So check the digital signature first of all. Wrong, no digital signature means wrong drivers, wrong drivers. Uninstall the drivers and install the correct drivers. It is wrong drivers. Uninstall the drivers, install the correct drivers. First one. Second one, digital signature is there, but you see the drivers are very old. So what you will do? Try to update the drivers. try to update the drivers. Update the drivers. You can update the drivers if you already new updated drivers in your system. You can show that path. Okay, browse my drivers. While searching, it is check what is the current drivers version. Is any drivers are manufacturing website new updated drivers are there? You check it. Otherwise, you can update the drivers using help of Windows update time. At time of Windows update, we are telling please update our drivers also. Well, Windows is getting updated. So try update the drivers. In case you recently got updated, after update you are getting problem. Before update it is good. After update you are getting a problem. That is called a rollback drivers. So roll back to the previous one. Previous drivers are good. New drivers are not working. Roll back to the previous. And finally, very importantly, is uninstall the device. Uninstall the device. So click on uninstall. The drivers will be, it asks permanent uninstallation or temporary type. So go with the temporary uninstallation. Uninstall the drivers, restart the computer. Uninstall the drivers, restart the computer. The drivers will be reload again. After that one also not working. Then uninstall the drivers permanently and install the new drivers. Means any change the drivers. So don't install the same drivers again. Try to install the new drivers. Okay, this integrated webcam, physically we can't do anything. We can't remove and inserting. To do that one, you have to take it to service center. That's very costly. Better to buy a external camera. Integrated camera not working, buy a external camera. Okay, if not working completely, hardware wise not working. But other than that one, what it is, how you know it is not working? Using an application, any application, camera integrated camera application is like a video recording softwares or video streaming softwares like Microsoft Teams. Turn on, turn off the camera, verify the camera is working or not. Camera no responding. It is telling that no camera installed. Then go to the device manager. Okay. Click on the computer name, right click, scan for hardware changes. So there is a scan for hardware changes button also there. Like this. This is scan for hardware changes or right click scan for hardware changes. Next, go to the camera and right click scan for hardware changes also try. Check is it device is detected but not working. Then what it is you will do, try go to the properties, check why it is not working, any status of the device. Based on that, you can troubleshoot it. But commonly, we see, we check the digital signature correctly there or not. Next is try to update the drivers. If already updated, after update not working, then roll back the drivers to previous. Previous drivers are working good, new drivers are not working. Then roll back to the previous state. Next, uninstall the drivers, restart the computer. The drivers will be rolled freshly and then it may work. If not working, then install the proper drivers again. Okay, and also check the device is disabled. Sometimes you can also device disable state is also there. You see this my Cisco. Okay, right now it is not. Yeah, it's a disabled. So again, I am turning on the computer. So it is showing restart your computer first to use the camera. So my camera is not turning on. Camera is not turning on. So turn on the camera. Nothing. It's not turning on. Why? Why? Again, see, look at this. Okay, it is showing enable. Means device is disabled. Okay, device is disabled. That's why it is not turning on. Go to the device manager, go to your camera, click on your camera, enable the device. Okay. Sorry, guys. Actually, what happened? We are experimenting on this camera, right? Driver's camera. I'm audible?
Short.
Yeah. What happened?
You are
Sorry. Okay. So we are experimenting on camera, right? So it is asking because I disable the device again to enable the device. It is asking restart. Actually, I should click on no, and I will tell that's then we'll discuss 1 or 2 points and we'll close. What happened? It is asking for restart. I click on yes. Then system is restarted. That's why I got disconnected. Okay. So we'll see now camera is working. Uh, Yes, working. Okay. So sometimes the camera may be disabled in the device drivers. So guys, any system related issues in generally, it can be hardware related or software related. Example, the first, this is the best one is camera. Very good. Next is audio. Audio not working. Keyboard not working. Mouse not working. Okay. Printer not working. So these are related. These related devices, either it can be hardware related issue or software related issues. Okay. If keyboard not working, so you attach a keyboard, but system not recognizing the keyboard. Okay. System not recognizing it. So either keyboard is not working completely. Actual physical keyboard is not working. So you have to verify the keyboard actually working or not. Connect the keyboard to the other system. Check the keyboard to other system. But that is one point. Second one is you connect a keyboard through USB port, right? Change the port. So you connect to one port, connected to different port, maybe port related issue possible. Connected to different port. Restart your computer. Sometimes the USB drivers are not recognizing quickly. Then try to restart your computer. Then your keyboard may recognize. When you cross verify the keyboard not working, what you will do? Throw the keyboard away and buy a new keyboard. Okay? Throw the keyboard outside and buy a new keyboard. Keyboard working, but your system not recognizing. Okay? What to do? So you change the port, restart the computer, and one more is that is device drivers. Again, device drivers. So go to device. In the device manager, open the device manager, scan for hardware changes. First try scan for hardware changes. Then go to keyboard session. In the keyboard, integrate keyboard or a specific USB keyboard it is showing, human interface keyboard. Then what you will do? Try scan for hardware changes, like see the keyboard. Even your laptop integrated keyboard, guys. Even your laptop keyboard integrated. A few days back, my old laptop is on, everything is showing fine. Mouse is also working. USB mouse is also not working, but keyboard not responding. General, what I will do is I restart the computer. I tried because mouse is working as well as my old laptop is touch screen. So with the help of touch screen, so the touch screen working, keyboard not working, integrated keyboard not working. What I have done simple, go to the keyboards. Okay, here first right click scan for hardware changes or go to any of these options. So go to standard PS by 2 keyboard or SDA. First try update the drivers. Update drivers generally won't work. But first option is always try update the drivers. Second one is uninstall the device. When you are uninstall the device, the drivers will be uninstalled in your system, but your keyboard not working. But restart the computer, uninstall the device, restart the computer. When you restart the computer, the drivers already in your system will load into RAM. Then your system actually understand it's a keyboard will recognize and you can work with the keyboard. Same for mouse also. Same for printer also. Same for audio devices also. Audio. Okay. Audio. Integrated audio chip it is. Okay. Mouse not working. Trackpad not working. Okay, guys, hardware and device drivers. So we check, we'll confirm hardware wise the device is working or not. Keyboard working or not. Your headphones, speakers are working or not. Cross verify the speaker working or not. Okay. So printer actually working or not. So first of all, check the hardware related. Second one is drivers related. Okay. So all these hardware related questions means not all the questions I'm telling. These specific things compulsory check. One more, it is most common. Audio not working. Audio not working. For example, I'm playing YouTube. In a YouTube video, is I'm not able to hear clearly. So this is about last one, guys. I will close it. Okay. So this is the last one. I will close it. But practice remaining questions also. What happened to my system? Uh, First, maybe I will try. This is little better. I will open directly. I think it is in Hindi. Okay. Okay. So I'm unable to hear anything. First of all, what I have to do? Okay. Unable to hear anything. Check is muted or what? Check the mute button. Okay. Try to increase and decrease. Try to increase and decrease volume. Then understand. Second one is in your system, your right side corner, you can see the speaker button. There see the volume. Volume low or high. Volume low or high. Okay. Try to increase and decrease the volume button. And there is a volume mixer. So click on this. You can find a volume mixer. Go to volume mixer. In your mobile phone also, when you are increasing and decreasing volumes, you can see a lot of menu is there. For what value? Call related, ringtone related, right? Different volume mixes, application based. See, look at this. I am completely decreasing Google Chrome. Google Chrome volume muted. System volume is 100%, but Google Chrome is muted. Okay. See, I put a full volume, but nothing I'm unable to hear. So go to the volume mixer. So in the volume mixer, check your application is muted or low volume. So try to increase the volume. See, now I'm able to hear. Okay. 1 second. I will mute this one. Otherwise, our voice is very louder, very good voice. Okay. So I increase the volume. Go to volume mixer and try to check your application volume. Okay. So this is one. Um, one more point. Application volume up and down. Second one is your speaker volume. Check it. Higher or low volumes or muted volume. Next is go to volume mixer and find out your application related volume is in background. It is muted or low volume kind of stuff. And one more that is actually it is a kind of setting only. 1 second. Yeah. That the point is, for example, I can't able to hear anything at this time. She's speaking, but I can't able to hear anything. For example, just for example. Okay, I'm able to hear, but think like this. I started playing a video. I'm unable to hear anything. I check all these things. So there is one possibility is there. See the volume. So it's little bit drag. Maybe in this stage, volume may be there. Okay. Okay. In this place, volume may be working. So even when I'm working, so there's some meeting videos are there. So first 5-10 minutes is very silent. Later volume will be occur. So I have to check different points, different places. The volume is working or not. Volume is working or not. Guys, like that. So that is one thing. And very importantly, if it is YouTube, we can check the comments. Okay. Sometimes the video is no volume videos. Video is a no volume videos. So then also definitely you can't able to hear anything. Even I have a my own personal videos are there. So okay, no volume videos also there. This is my right. Guys, your videos are available in this playlist, batch 5, this playlist. Okay, recently, yesterday, what are we discuss? All the videos are available in also prefer quick recap. Quick recap is a interview purpose. We discussed some interview questions in few 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, last, not this Saturday, Sunday, previous Saturday, Sunday, we discussed interview questions and answers. So that's available in quick recap. This is your current one. Batch 5 means all you are currently what we are discussing available in batch 5. Okay. Mhm. Uh, I am going to oldest or popular one. Yes, certain videos when I created separately, I created in the bracket, I've written no audio in it, without audio. Okay, that video is also available. So no audio inside. So obviously, even you try something, you cannot able to it. So how to understand that one? Okay, open different videos. Then you will understand really audio is problem or video audio problem. Okay, so this is a software related part or your application. Now, I showed YouTube video, but media players also there, right? This is a media player, VLC player. Okay, this is a media player, and this is a my VLC player. Two applications are there. So same thing in application also, you can open the volume button. Check the volume button is showing the high volume, low volume, muted or not. I maybe any player related internal audio settings. Check the audio related settings. Anything are there. Okay. So that's another one. And also check with the different videos whether it is audio working on. This is software part. You have to tell step by step. Okay. Hardware related. Hardware related. Two things are there. Audio connection and audio drivers. Drivers related and connection. For example, I'm using a headphones, right? That is USB connection. So I'm unable to hear. I try all these settings. Then I will connect to different ports. I connect to one USB port. I try connected to different port. First option is try connected. In my headphones, there is a mute button is also there. Mute button is also there. I can mute. So accidentally, if I click on the mute button, in this one it is showing audio enable, but mute button is down. Okay, you want to try? So how it is working? It is in my one. I press the mute button in my headphones. Okay, it's muted. Okay, so maybe mute button is clicked or a low volume, high volume selections. Okay, another one is if you connect with a 3.5 jack, that pin connector, that pin is maybe damaged. Possibilities also there. Okay, try with a different connection. So try with the different headphones, try with the different types of connection. Try use USB based or Bluetooth based connections, 3.5 jacks connections, or different speakers or headphones connected. Okay, first of 5 minutes. Last one. Okay, so device drivers. Okay, you try everything. So finally we come to the device drivers. Now again, go to the audio related. So audio input output, audio processing, and sound volume game changer. See, so many options are there. Okay. So this is Realtek audio chip. Sound, video, and gaming controller. So you can see Realtek audio. It is integrated audio. This is display audio, integrated audio technologies. So first thing we have to do it, scan for hardware changes. Here also scan for hardware changes. Go to this, right click. Try update the drivers. Working or not? Not working. Uninstall the drivers. Restart the computer. Is checking working or not? Okay. So drivers related, this is the main common one. Hardware related, so based on the hardware devices, you must check the how to check it. Yes, one important it is, if you are answering any troubleshooting related question, if you know answer, you already practice how to tell answer step by step, tell the answer. Good. If you don't remember that answer, or maybe you don't know how to, what is that, how to give answer for that one. So, or maybe you don't know about it. Think first up. Most of the questions are commonly occurred for everyone. So think you are facing an issue. Think like this. Imagine you are facing this audio issue. You are facing that camera issue. You are facing that your keyboard issue. What you will do first? What is the first thing you will going to check it? Are you going to check the device drivers? Are you checking the hardware related? Are you checking the connections? So what is the comes in your mind? What you are going to check in first based on the question that time of interview? So tell that one first step. Okay, don't guess anything. Just tell. So if you are facing an issue, what are the things you will try first? Give those points only in first 1, 2, 3 points only. No need to follow any order that time. But if you already know the answer, what are the things you should check the first one, second one, third one, how to verify it? If you practice, always it is best answer. In case you don't know that time, you don't remember anything, or you don't know that particular issue. First think what is the issue. First think what is the issue. Hardware related, software related. If you are facing that issue, what you will going to do first? Are you going to restart your computer and verify? Are you going to disconnect and connect it? Are you going to check the device drivers? What is the first thing it comes in your mind? Tell that answer first. Okay. Better is practice, but you something new and try like this. Okay. Any answer we can tell guys. So, no problem in it. Okay. Don't say I don't know, except that one. Okay. 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 So this is the point. Okay. So next we'll continue remaining. Already I told a few troubleshooting questions also. Tomorrow we'll see remaining part of hardware. We'll complete max to max. We'll try to complete in the next sessions. Okay. So I'm stopping here, guys. Go for lunch. If you have